Josh Hoey just became a world champion. He broke American records. He beat the best runners in the world. Then he left the coach who helped him do it all. And nobody saw it coming. Let's go back to 2018. Josh Hoey was the hottest name in American high school track. The kid from Downingtown, Pennsylvania ran the fastest indoor 800 meters ever by a high school student. His time was 1 minute and 47.67 seconds. College coaches wanted him. The University of Oregon, one of the best track programs in America, was ready to sign him.
To watch, but it's very efficient. Hoppel now coming on the outside of Hoey. Hoey running wide to try and block off the challenge. He's going to hold off strong here, Hoey, and hold off Hoppel.
But Hoey made a different choice. He turned pro right after high school and signed with Adidas. He was only the second distance runner to skip college and go straight to the pros. The first was Drew Hunter in 2016. Later, Hobbs Kessler did the same in 2021. But here's the thing, most runners need college to grow and learn. Hoey was about to find that out the hard way. The next 6 years were rough. Really rough. Hoey never finished better than 6th place at a US championship during his first 4 years as a pro. Think about that. He was the best high school runner in the country, and now he couldn't even make it to the finals. His friends who went to college were winning NCAA championships. Bryce Hoppel went to Kansas and became a star. Yared Nuguse went to Notre Dame and won titles. Cole Hawker went to Oregon and became an Olympic medalist. Meanwhile, Hoey was stuck. The problem wasn't just his running. Hoey went through 5 or 6 different coaches in those years. First, he tried Terrence Mann, who had coached him since 7th grade, but only through phone calls and emails. That didn't work. Then, he went to Matthew Centrowitz Sr. That didn't work either. Then, Rana Ryder. Same result. Nothing was clicking. Hoey later admitted, "My first year as a pro, I wrote down a bunch of goals, and the last one was to make the outdoor final, and I'm here like 5 years later, and it's like, wow, I made a lot of mistakes coming up to now." He also talked about his emotions. "To be honest, I'm a very emotional guy," Hoey said. "So that comes out in some of the training, and that's burned me a lot in the past. When you're emotional and things aren't working, it becomes a cycle. Bad training leads to bad races. Bad races lead to more emotion. More emotion leads to worse training." Hoey was trapped. But in October 2023, something changed. Hoey found a new coach named Justin Rinaldi. Rinaldi was based all the way in Melbourne, Australia, and coached a group called Fast 8 Track Club. His approach was different. He used science and math to plan workouts. He made Hoey do more lactate threshold runs. These are runs that help you handle the burn in your legs during a race. Rinaldi even used finger prick tests during workouts to measure the exact level of lactate in Hoey's blood. But the biggest change was simple. Rinaldi told Hoey to do less, not more. In an interview, Rinaldi said, "The main thing we are focused on with Josh is actually pulling him back. He wants to do more, and sometimes you just have to do a little bit less." For someone as emotional and eager as Hoey, this was hard. But it worked. Hoey also worked on his mind. He had a therapist in Germany he talked to regularly. He leaned on his faith. His family supported him every step of the way. His dad, Fran, is a former athlete and financial advisor who invested a lot of money into his son's track careers. During the COVID pandemic, the Hoey family even built their own track on their farm outside Philadelphia. Josh trained with his brother Jackson almost every day. His other brother, Jonah, also runs middle distance. This family setup kept Hoey going when things were hard. The results started showing up in 2024. In February, Hoey ran a personal best for the first time since 2020. His time was 1 minute and 47.04 seconds at the US Indoor Championships. He finished 3rd, but didn't make the team for the World Championships. Still, it was progress. In March, he ran even faster at the Pepsi Florida Relays with a time of 1 minute and 45.54 seconds. A few weeks later, he ran a huge personal best in the 1500 meters at 3 minutes and 33.66 seconds. Then came the Olympic trials in June 2024. Hoey won his semifinal heat easily. In the final, he ran 1 minute and 44.12 seconds. That was the 4th fastest time ever in a US final, but he finished 4th overall. Only the top 3 make the Olympic team. Hoey missed the Paris Olympics by 1 spot. Most people would be crushed, not Hoey. He flew to Europe and kept racing. In Belgium, he ran 1 minute and 43.80 seconds. That was the first time he broke 1 minute and 44 seconds. He finished the year ranked 21st in the world. In September, he raced in the Fifth Avenue Mile and finished second only to Olympic silver medalist Josh Kerr. The momentum was building. The 2025 indoor season was when everything exploded. On January 18th, Hoey ran the 1,000 meters at the University of Pennsylvania. He ran 2 minutes and 14.48 seconds. That was an American record. He broke the old record by almost 2 seconds. His time was the second fastest in history. Only one person in the world had ever run faster. 2 weeks later, Hoey won the 1,500 meters at the New Balance Grand Prix. His time was 3 minutes and 33.66 seconds. He beat Olympic athletes Grant Fisher and Ollie Hoare. Then came the Millrose Games on February 8th. This is one of the most famous indoor track meets in America. Hoey lined up against Bryce Hoppel, the 2024 World Indoor Champion. The race wasn't close. Hoey destroyed the field and ran 1 minute and 43.90 seconds. That was a new American record. Hoppel finished second in 1 minute and 44.19 seconds, which was his personal best. But Hoey wasn't done. 2 weeks later, he went to the U.S. Indoor Championships in Staten Island, New York. This meet decides who makes Team USA for the World Indoor Championships. Hoey won his heat easily on Saturday. On Sunday, he came back for the final. He took the lead from the start and never let go. When he crossed the finish line, the clock read 1 minute and 43.24 seconds. Another American record. He improved his own record by more than half a second. That time made Hoey the second fastest person in history indoors. Only Wilson Kipketer from Denmark had ever run faster. Kipketer's world record of 1 minute and 42.67 seconds was set way back in 1997. After his race, Hoey said, "I was feeling good today, and that kinda just put me in the front. I might as well take it." Next up was the World Indoor Championships in Nanjing, China in March. Everyone expected Hoey to win, but World Championships are different. They're not about fast times. They're about beating everyone else. The final was a battle. Elliot Kriestan from Belgium and Brandon Miller from the US both tried to take the lead early. Hoey fought them off. At 300 meters, Miller passed Hoey and led through 400 meters. Hoey took the lead back and controlled the race. But with 100 meters to go, Creston came charging. Hoey started to fade. His legs were tired. He barely held on. The margin was just 0.04 of a second. Hoey won in 1 minute and 44.77 seconds, and he was a world champion.
Mechanics just goes with you. You train over your life. You don't.
Usain Bolt isn't just the fastest man alive. He's a living legend who knows how to make the world stop and watch. But this time, it wasn't on a track. It happened in front of millions online, when YouTuber iShowSpeed tried to challenge the sprinting icon himself. What followed wasn't just a funny viral moment, it was a powerful reminder of what real greatness looks like. And the internet, it hasn't stopped talking since. The moment began, like many stories today, with a clip. iShowSpeed, real name Darren Jason Watkins Jr., a streamer known for his high energy, surprising athleticism, and celebrity stunts, met Bolt on a track. He wasn't there for a cameo, he was there to challenge speed itself. "Let me show you my speed, man," he said. Bolt listened, calm, unshaken. Then he delivered a line that underscored the entire gulf between elite sport and viral challenges. "You train all your life for this." In their exchange, Bolt didn't just tease, he reminded. "You're acting like I'm 55, bro," he told Speed. Then he dropped another zinger. "You know, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price just retired. You probably couldn't beat Shelly Ann." The shade was heavy.
You're like I'm 55, bro. You know what I mean? You know Shelly Ann just retired.
Yeah.
You probably could have beat Shelly Ann.
Bolt was pointing out that if a man publicly claims he could match a legend, he's exposed. And exposing him isn't using the stopwatch, it's using legacy. Bolt said it clearly. "I'm telling you, bro. Over 40 meters, she's quick. It's no joke."
I'm telling you, bro. From the start. No, I'm telling you, bro. Over 40 meters. She's quick. It's no joke.
That line is layered. It's not about mocking. It's about perspective. Bolt was saying, this isn't just about speed. It's about the foundations, the decades of training, the years of season after season, the sacrifices behind every stride. He emphasized that at his level, you don't just turn up and claim speed. For his part, iShowSpeed didn't flinch. "Where are my spikes at?" he asked. "You underestimate my speed." The tone danced between bravado and genuine belief. The internet loved it, but as the dust settled, Bolt's message was clear. Speed is one thing. True speed, trained speed, is another. The difference? Commitment, repetition, precision. No shortcuts. This moment is more than viral fodder. It speaks to something deeper, the intersection of celebrity culture and elite sport. On one side, you've got iShow speed, internet fame, energy, athletic stunts. On the other, Usain Bolt, world records, Olympic golds, genuine greatness. When they collide, social media watches, memes fly, brands wink, and the difference between fast and legend becomes visible. Let's rewind a little and look at Bolt's credentials. The fastest man alive is no empty moniker.
He's done it again! A year later, rewriting the world record again!
At his peak, Bolt held the world records in the 100 meters, 9.58 seconds, and 200 meters, 19.19 seconds, time set in 2009 and still standing today. He captured multiple Olympic gold medals, 8 of them, and became a global star. His charisma, flair, pose, and dominance made him an icon beyond the track. And when Bolt speaks about speed, people listen. Now pivot to iShow speed. He's no professional sprinter. He's a content creator, athlete in his own right, by broad standards, but his platform is digital, his fame built on personality and virality. He's challenged athletes, made headlines sprinting, trained with icons. Yet when he stands in front of Bolt, the gap between public performance and elite legacy becomes obvious. Here's what makes their moment especially interesting. It's both comedic and sobering. The world watches someone ask, "Where my spikes at?" and then sees a legend calmly remind him of the journey. And the internet breaks, not just because of jokes, but because the reality is unveiled. Greatness is earned. The coach offer part is another layer. In May 2025, Bolt reportedly reached out to iShow Speed. He said, "I'm retired now, so I'm not running, but I can coach you to go faster. You're already fast, but everybody wants to be faster, right?" That message offers hope. It bridges worlds, the digital influencer with the athletic legend. It's like saying, yes, you might chase speed, but if you want the elite version, it's a long journey. The invitation symbolizes both respect, yes, you're fast, and realism. Let's see how far you can go. The exchange on the track? That was the real moment. Bolt calmly asserting the obvious. I am the fastest alive, training all my life. His essence, his legacy, his body of work. He didn't need to sprint 4 seconds in a viral video to prove it. He just needed to stand there. The records say the rest. For iShow Speed, the moment is humbling. Not humiliating, but clarifying. He may have raw talent, he may have speed, he may even have the drive, but he also experienced the difference between fast in a YouTube clip and fast in history. And in seeing that gap, millions of viewers felt it too. The internet's reaction was predictable. Memes, clip edits, praise, shade. But beneath the humor lies a deeper lesson. Greatness demands sacrifice. Early mornings, repeated sessions, tiny gains, battered bodies, mental obstacles. Bolt referencing Shelly Ann, as if saying, if you think you can beat her, go ahead. But the reality is, she's among the best ever. If you can't match her, you might need to rethink your claims. It also highlights a culture shift. Athletes now engage with influencers, social media stunts, and crossover moments. Sports legends offering to coach content creators. That's new, and it shows how fame and sport increasingly intersect. It also raises questions. Can internet athleticism ever approach elite sport? Is the platform narrowing the gap, or is the gap widening under the glare of video? Bolt's message may sound straightforward, but it carries weight. You train all your life for this. It means seasons of pain, uncertainty, tweaking technique, recovering from injury, resisting fame, focusing on the fundamentals. If you've done a 4.49 second 40-yard dash or jumped 40 inches vertically, fine. But that doesn't automatically make you an elite Olympic sprinter. Bolt reminded the world of that. The final irony, iShow Speed's bravado got him a world-class lesson. But he also got something rare, attention from one of sport's greatest. For Bolt, the moment adds another layer to his legacy, not just as the fastest man, but as the teacher of speed, the one who sets the bar so high others are humbled by it. For fans of sport, this moment is a microcosm of what many face, chasing greatness. We may sprint, we may try to stand out, we may enjoy the viral moment, but real greatness, it demands training, dedication, humility. It demands knowing the history, respecting the legacy, standing in front of it, and acknowledging the vast distance. And that's what Usain Bolt just reminded the world of. In a few seconds of trackside banter, a legend reaffirmed his reign. He told a challenger, "I trained years for this. I built this. This is not about momentary hype. This is about lifetime excellence." So when the world sees I Show Speed shouting, "Let me show you my speed," and Bolt replying, "Training all your life for this," it's not just a funny clip. It's a value lesson for the digital age. It's history meeting the present. It's the real fastest man alive, reminding us why he earned that title. And it's the internet breaking because the truth still matters. Because if you're going to claim you're fast, stand next to Usain Bolt. Then you'll know what fast really means. On November 2nd, 2025, something special happened in New York City. The greatest marathon runner of all time crossed the finish line of his final big race. He came in 17th place with a time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 36 seconds. The crowd in Central Park went crazy, but this wasn't just any race for Eliud Kipchoge. This was his first time running the New York City Marathon, and he had a very good reason for saving it until now. There are 7 major marathons in the world. They call them the World Marathon Majors. There's Tokyo, Boston, London, Sydney, Berlin, Chicago, and New York. Kipchoge had already won races in 6 of these cities. New York was the only one left. And he waited on purpose because New York is known as one of the slowest and hardest marathon courses. It has lots of hills and turns that make it super tough to run fast times. But Kipchoge didn't care about that anymore. He wanted to complete what they call the 7-Star Award. This special award goes to runners who finish all 7 major marathons. And at 40 years old, Kipchoge finally got his 7th star. Let me tell you who Eliud Kipchoge really is. This man won Olympic gold medals in 2016 and 2020. He held the world record from 2018 to 2023. He has run 4 of the 10 fastest marathon times ever recorded. 6 years ago, he even broke the 2-hour barrier in Vienna, running a marathon in just 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 40 seconds. That's like running more than 26 miles at a pace most people can't even sprint.
Eliud Kipchoge, let's keep an eye on the clock. Into the final 20 seconds. Eliud Kipchoge. Whoa! On his shoulder. 140. 140, the unofficial time.
There's his wife.
People call him the Marathon GOAT, which means the greatest of all time. And they're not wrong. But here's where the story gets really interesting. Right after finishing the New York Marathon, Kipchoge made an announcement that shocked everyone. He said he's going to run 7 marathons on 7 continents over the next 2 years. Yes, you heard that right, 7 different continents. Before the race, he told Olympics.com, "I will run in Antarctica." He said, "I want to take on something extreme that pushes me to my limits," and he means it. Kipchoge even mentioned he wants to run 50 kilometers in Saudi Arabia. That's over 31 miles in one of the hottest places on Earth. This isn't just about running, though. Kipchoge has a bigger mission. He wants to raise money for the Eliud Kipchoge Foundation, which he started in 2020. Kipchoge calls this adventure the Eliud Kipchoge World Tour. It's all part of something bigger he's building called Eliud's Running World. The goal is simple but powerful. He wants to inspire people everywhere to start running and to know they can do amazing things. Now let me take you back to that viral moment in New York that made everyone cry. There was a man named Max McCone watching the race. Max is Kipchoge's biggest fan. As Kipchoge ran past him on the street, someone caught Max on video. He was crying. Not sad tears, but tears of pure emotion and joy. He was watching his hero run in person for the first and last time. The video went crazy on TikTok. Millions of people saw it. Even a Dutch runner named Björn Koreman saw the video and decided to do something special. He wrote a comment saying he would arrange something nice for Max, and he kept his promise. Less than 24 hours later, Max got to meet Kipchoge in person. They met in a hotel room, and Kipchoge had already seen the viral video of Max crying. When Max said to Kipchoge, "No human is limited," which is Kipchoge's famous saying, the legend replied with words that will stick with Max forever. Kipchoge told him,
"No human is limited."
After that, we are trying people to tell everybody, please, don't be limited.
Yeah.
You are walk, you are running, if you are a basketballer, footballer, driver, don't be limited. Just push your limits.
Yeah.
Do what you want, because that's what life needs.
Then Kipchoge gave Max an autographed running jersey to keep forever. It was one of the most touching moments of the entire marathon weekend. Speaking of the marathon itself, it was absolutely incredible. A world record 59,141 runners competed. The weather was perfect with clear skies and temperatures in the 50s. And the races at the front were wild. In the men's race, two runners from Kenya, Benson Kipruto and Alexander Mutiso, had the closest finish in New York marathon history. They crossed the line at the exact same time, and the clock showed Kipruto winning by just 0.03 of a second.